This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. But today, I got to tell you, we're doing a very different, special episode. Today is all about my 2025 Professional Photographers Accelerator. That is what we are talking about today. And again, it's incredibly important because my accelerator runs starting January 12th. So we're getting very, very, very close. Thank you very much for joining me. By the way, I'm Carty. I'm the founder of the Carty Method. And today's info session is designed to help you transform your photography career. My 2025 Accelerator is more than just a course. It's a proven system designed to help you build a thriving photography business. So whether you're starting your photography business or you're struggling to level up, this info session today is going to show you how my accelerator can take your business to new heights. I am very excited about today's episode, and again, excited that you're here with me. So let's talk about phase zero. And phase zero I call setting your stage. And it really starts with consistency, because consistency is one of the most powerful tools that we have as far as achieving any sort of success. Now, you can imagine it's one of the most powerful tools we have to achieve success, but it's often one of the most challenging things that we actually have to maintain. So, consistency. In today's session, I'm going to dive into tactical steps to make your consistency your superpower and help you set a path to achieving your goals. I've been doing this for 34 years, professional photography, and I've learned that both good and bad consistency can shape your journey. My goal today is to help you cultivate the right habits and the right mindset, and to teach you everything that you need to know about my 2025 Professional Photographers Accelerator. Today, I'm actually giving you phase zero, and phase zero is setting your stage. So the first step in achieving any goal is to clearly define it. So in phase zero, I'm going to talk to you about what do you want for your career? Like, what do you actually want for your photography career? What do you want for your photography business? And what do you want that to look like? What do you want your personal life to look like? This vision we call your North Star. And what that North Star does is it guides every decision you make. Like, I didn't just envision myself, by the way, as a photographer. I didn't just envision myself simply as a photographer. I saw myself as a leader, as a mentor to others in the industry. And that vision became the foundation for what I'm doing here with the Carty Method. And when you're trying to bring your vision to life, you have to reverse engineer it into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals, and breaking down each goals and each milestone into actionable steps. My journey over the last 5 years, by the way, has been fueled by consistency. Anybody who knows me and knows my YouTube channel knows how consistent I am. And both good consistency and bad consistency has been part of my past. Like, understand, before I got to good consistency, I was full of bad consistency. I was full of doing like the wrong things over and over and over and over again. So let's talk about how you can help yourself with consistency. The first thing is you have to set clear goals. Like, what you need to do is define your vision for various areas of your life and your career, which means your photography, your business, your personal life. And you you got to ask yourself, who do you want to be? And what does that actually look like? Understand this. We are who we surround ourselves with. Like, we actually are the average of who we surround ourselves with. And when I was talking earlier about reverse engineering, it's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to break down this vision into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. And my example, I envisioned myself not just as a photographer, but I envision myself as a leader in the industry, somebody who helps others transition from struggling photographers to thriving professional. I see myself mentoring photographers worldwide, building a community that empowers creatives to turn their passion into a sustainable business. That vision became the foundation of what I'm doing here with the Carty method. So what we're trying to do is reverse engineer your horizon goals into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily goals. And the yearly goal is simple. What you have to do is define what you want to achieve by the end of the year. For me, it could be launching a new program, a new system, a new phase of the Carty method, or growing my community by a certain amount of members. For you, it should be becoming a household name as a photographer, becoming known for that one thing that you do with your camera that nobody else does. So your monthly goal, we have to set milestones for each month that will align with our yearly goal, like creating content, doing a workshop, or securing clients. And that's all that the Carty method is all about, is about systemizing like the things that we need to be doing every year, every month, every season, every month, every week, and every day. And we have to break down these milestones into actionable steps that you can take every week and every day as you go through my Pro Accelerator. And you're going to be developing necessary skills. You're going to be networking with other photographers, and you're going to be refining your portfolio. So, setting clear goals. And number 2 is you have to also choose supporting behavior. Like, you can't have these amazing goals but not be also doing supporting behavior. So your actionable steps is you kind of have to evaluate what you're doing right now and then categorize what you're doing right now into 3 different types. So these are your supporting behaviors. So we're going to start by identifying new behaviors that will propel you towards your goals. Like, that's the first thing that we're trying to do. And here's my example. I started consistently creating educational content for my YouTube channel. I consistently was sharing insights and practical tips that align with what I'm doing here with the Carty method. And that helped me reach and mentor more photographers. So what we also have to do is we have to stop a lot of things. We have to stop and we have to identify and then eliminate behaviors that stop you from reaching your goals. Like, that is the smartest thing that you could do right now. Stop things. Identify and eliminate behaviors that are deterring you from reaching your goals. Very, very important. I eliminated every time-wasting activity that didn't contribute to my business growth. The biggest one was playing Call of Duty, playing video games, watching TV, or consuming content that was not related to my goals. So imagine this. I used to play Warzone like 7 hours a day. And again, was wondering, and I kind of got trapped in this during COVID when there was no interaction. That's like kind of when I started playing this. And it's like, for a while, like 2 years went by and I'm just like, what have I done with my life? And I flipped this so hard. I stopped watching TV. I stopped consuming any content that wasn't related to my business goals. So that changed everything. But we also have to continue some things, like continue things that are working. You have to maintain behaviors that are helping you achieve your goals. Are you waking up early? Are you exercising? Are you shooting 3 to 5 to 7 times per week? Are you doing that? You have to maintain those behaviors that are helping you achieve your goals. For me, my example, I continued with my YouTube channel even when I was like live streaming to 3 people. I continued with it and I treated it as a business. It was an opportunity for me to develop a system for one-on-one mentoring. And I knew that my live sessions were instrumental in helping photographers make real progress in their careers. So we actually have to continue a lot of things that might not have been taking off yet, and your photography is likely one of them that you need to double down on. And step 3 is you have to engineer your environment for success. Like, that is something, like, I've seen some horrible desk spaces. I've seen some horrible workspaces, some just bad setups, like bad organization, bad file management. Like, oh my goodness, you got to engineer your environment for success. So what we can do is we can create an environment that makes it easy to start positive behaviors, and it makes it difficult to continue negative ones. So here's an example. In my workspace, I organize my space to be dedicated to different tasks: editing photos, filming, coaching, so I can seamlessly transition between activities without distractions. Everything in my office is on casters, which makes it super easy to adapt my environment to whatever I'm doing, to whatever my workflow is that day. I even set up an outdoor desk area so I can work while I enjoy sunshine when it's not -10 outside. So understand this. This is some supporting research. It takes about 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. So setting up your environment to support this transition is crucial. Here's step 4. You gotta reward consistent progress. Actionable steps reinforce consistent behavior with a positive reward. Literally, like, treat yourself to something nice. The thing that I advise all of my assistants, get a first time you get hired to do pictures, the first time you make $500 from your camera, from your ideas, from an execution, go out and buy a ridiculously expensive pair of sunglasses. Buy a pair of sunglasses that literally cost $500. And that, it's a reward. It's a reward, and it makes you feel like these sunglasses, this is literally, I paid for these with my ideas. Like, you have to reward yourself. And what that does is it reinforces consistent behaviors with positive rewards. And like, what we have to do is we have to have external reinforcement, and we actually have to grow a community around our work, and we have to engage with that community, whether it is people on Instagram or our clients, to reinforce your behaviors, your friends. Hey, by the way, I need to shoot. Talk to your girlfriend. Say, I need to shoot 3 times a week. And if I'm not shooting 3 times a week, we don't get any fun time in the bedroom. How about that? It's like, what? It's like, well, that means you want to go shoot 3 times a week and your partner wants you to go shoot 3 times a week. So now they're encouraging this behavior because you have a reward and a consequence attached to when you don't. So, and also feedback. This is the thing that so many photographers are kind of afraid of, is asking for feedback. I get constant feedback and encouragement from my community of photographers. And also, I give them feedback. When they see the results of the work after applying what they learned from my YouTube channel through the Accelerator, it's kind of beautiful. Their success reinforces my commitment to continue to develop my programs. So, what you need to do is set up self-reinforcement and set up a reward system for yourself. For me, I reward myself with time off, or I'll start a personal project, a creative project, or I'll take a photography trip after completing an incredible milestone in my business, like launching a course or hitting a subscriber goal or hitting a client goal, like hitting a invoice amount goal. I also buy my business gifts, like my Carty neon sign or this Shure SM7B that I can write off and will also advance me, and it's a part of my business. So these rewards, this microphone, Joe Rogan's microphone, yes, that neon Carty sign, my shoe collection, these are all things that I reward myself when things are going well, and you have to do the same thing. So what's really most important before we get into the breakdown of this 2025 Accelerator, when in doubt, stick to the fucking plan. Seriously. Maintain patience and trust the process, even when results aren't immediate. When you start working out after a lifetime of not working out, the results are not immediate, eh? It takes months of consistency working out before you see any results. Yes or yes. The same is true with your photography career. If you do this work that I lay out for you in my Accelerator for the next 3 months, there's really no way that your career won't progress. There's no way. The only way that my system doesn't work is if you don't do the work. That's the only way that this doesn't work. So understand this. The work that you did 3, 6, 12 months ago is the effect that you're feeling right now. If you were doing the right work, you would be balling out of control and benefiting from that work right now. If it was the wrong work, you're likely feeling the pain from that right now. Okay? So we have to maintain patience and trust the process, even when the results aren't immediate. What we track is what improves. What we track is what improves. So if you're not tracking your data, your followers, how much money you're making per month, your business, what do you expect the results to be? So you have to regularly track and measure everything. Regularly track your progress. Regularly track your website visits. If you're not seeing results, make sure that you're following my 6 phases, because if you're not following the 6 phases, you're not going to get the results. Like if you put oil where gas goes and gas where oil goes in your car, you're not going to get the result of your car moving. Even if you did put liquid in here and liquid in here. Wrong liquid, wrong spot. Right liquid, wrong spot. So I realized I wasn't networking as much as I thought that I was. So I made it a point to measure my outreach efforts, and I had readjusted my approach. As a result of adjusting and measuring, I saw more engagement and growth in all of my socials and all of my communities. So here's some key takeaways. You don't rise to the level of your goals. you fall to the level of your environment. This is something that's super important. You have to have lofty goals so you can rise up to them. If you don't, you're going to fall to just whatever your homies are doing. So rise to the level of your goals. Number 2, when in doubt, stick to the plan. Seriously, like there is a system. There is a way to make a living with your creativity. There is a plan. I have mapped it out for you. If you become a part of this accelerator, if you get in, stick with the plan. You can't fail. And number 3, long-term consistency beats short-term intensity every single time. I'm going to say it again. Long-term consistency beats short-term intensity every single time. Okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to right a ship, an ocean liner. We're trying to change the direction. I'm trying to change your direction, and a direction that's deeply rooted in habit. Some of them aren't great. So you have to understand, there's a battle between our mind up here, this like our existence, which our body is just a house for our mind, versus our behavior, like what we're actually doing, And understand this, your behaviors have a significant influence over your mindset and your feelings. Even if you don't believe in the process at first, if you follow my steps and take consistent actions daily, it's eventually going to lead to your desired outcome. And then you're going to believe it. It's 100 times easier to like do something when you believe that it actually is going to work. And it's actually quite impossible to succeed at anything that inherently you don't believe will work. So, by the way, if you're unsure about the plan or this plan that I'm going to help you map out, treat it like an experiment and do the actions, observe the results, and after consistent effort over time, you'll be like, oh yeah, this shit is kind of working. So the points and actionable steps reflect on how consistency that I just talked about has been a key factor in my success as a photographer, as a coach, as a mentor, and it can be applied to you and your journey on your creative field. And I'm imagining it's photography because you're here watching. So now that you've set your stage, we've set your stage a little bit with and again, this workbook that you're going to get, which there's a link inside the video description for how to get the workbook, which you can look at your leisure. You're going to need to do it before January 12th, but the workbook link is in the video description. If you're on my waiting list, I'm going to send that to you via email as well. So now that you've set your stage with clear goals and some good habits, it's time to get into value. After I talk about value, I'm going to break down my accelerator and by the way, you're in my accelerator right now. You're in my accelerator right now. What you're getting is phase 0, which I used to give to people who were on the inside already. Now I'm giving it to you on the outside as an opportunity to use this workbook to see if you're the right photographer to be on the inside. Okay, so it's now time to talk about value, specifically how you can move up the 4 levels of value to achieve the ultimate career and the ultimate photography life. The concept of the 4 levels of value, by the way, this framework is from the mighty Myron Golden. So I don't take credit for this, the 4 levels of value, but understanding Myron Golden's concepts of the 4 levels of value, a framework that categorizes the different ways that people can move value, can provide value in the marketplace, and how those levels correlate to your income potential as a photographer. This is super important. So, the 4 levels of value, okay? Level 1. Let's make sure that I'm not on the wrong slate. Oh, no, I'm not. Here we are. The 4 levels of value. Level 1 is implementation, okay? By the way, level 1, implementation is the lowest level of value. Sorry to say, the lowest level of value, but we do it every time we look through the camera, every time we place a light, every time. Like, photographers are all about implementation. We have to do implementation, okay? This is what we're doing. At the implementation level, you're doing the actual work, using your time and physical effort to complete tasks. That could be manual labor or any tasks that requires physical exertion, including the act of making photographs, okay? So, implementation is limited. Implementation relies on your physical ability and time, which are both limited resources, okay? Your physical ability to take pictures and the amount of time that you have to do so, okay? Both of those are limited resources, yes or yes. Since you're trading your physical energy and your time for money, okay? And if you're a photographer and you're charging hourly, or if you have a 9-to-5 job that you're getting paid a salary or whatever, there is a cap on how much you can earn. Yes or yes. Okay. So implementation level, that level typically results in an income between minimum wage and call it $80,000 a year, depending on your job. And yes, there are exceptions. Okay. So, if the act of you taking photographs is simple, I want this to bounce around your head and make you throw up in your mouth a little bit, okay? If the act of you taking photographs is simple, if literally anyone could do it, covering live events, if the act of you taking photographs is simple, if literally anyone could do it, you are truly at the absolute bottom of the value ladder. You need to hear that, okay? When you're a specialist and when you're creating high value work, it develops way beyond manual labor. It enters into the realm of mental labor, creative labor, technical labor. And if only you can do it the way that you do, it ends up being a truly rewarding payoff. That's level 1. That is implementation. Level 2. Level 2 is unification. Okay? Unification is the second level of value. This is what it involves. Unification involves managing people, okay? And as a photographer, if you do not have any of this in your wheelhouse, you are already losing. It involves managing people. At this level, you're using your management skills to organize and direct the work that other people are doing. This is a higher level of value because you're leveraging other people's time and other people's effort for you to achieve results. Okay? This is a higher level of value because you're leveraging other people's time and other people's efforts to achieve results. Okay? Here's a secret. Do you have an assistant? Do you have a retoucher? Do you have a digital tech? This is you at a higher level of value, leveraging other people's time, other people's expertise, other people's efforts to achieve amazing results. Okay? So imagine this. If you're messing with the unification level, The income potential, that level of value management typically leads to an income range of $40,000 to $250,000 a year. This is why unification is better. Managing people is considered a higher spiritual activity than doing the work yourself because it involves leadership, it involves an organization, and the ability to influence and guide others. So here's an example. A manager or a supervisor who oversees a team of employees, or me who oversees a cartel and oversees a community and oversees a YouTube channel, like oversees assistants, retouchers, like digital techs, like client work, like, oh my goodness, unification. Okay? Let's talk about the third level of value, communication. Communication, I've heard so many times, you're such a great communicator. I had to learn that shit, okay? I had to learn. Communication. At this level, you use your ability to communicate to make money, okay? Do you understand how mind-bending this is? Your ability to communicate makes money. I'm experiencing it right now with this YouTube channel and where I was when I started and my ability to communicate 4 years ago when I started this whole podcast thing, like versus now. Using your ability to communicate to make money. That could involve public speaking, writing, sales, or any form of communication, social media, that influences others and creates value. Okay? Any form of communication, speaking, writing, selling, any form of, like your captions under your Instagram posts, your newsletter, any form of communication that influences others and creates value. This is why this is so powerful, okay? Communication is a high value skill because it can reach and have impact on massive numbers of people, massive amounts of people. The ability to convey ideas, to persuade, to the ability to create messaging that resonates and leads to substantial financial success, the ability to create messaging that persuades people and causes them to do an action, like me doing it right now, causing you to watch this content. Do you understand? Once you learn communication, income at this range can go from $100,000 to $100 million, okay? And there's a spiritual aspect to communication. Communication is a uniquely human skill that involves language, involves ideas, and language and ideas are considered spiritual activities. The ability to create faith and trust through our words is incredibly powerful. Think of your favorite authors, your favorite public speakers, like the guy who sold you that car, the one who marketed to you and just had you like hanging on their every word. Okay? Communication is the third level of value. And again, this is not my theory. This is from the mighty Myron Golden. And if you're not watching Myron Golden on YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's level 3. Level 4 is the highest level of value possible. And that is imagination. Imagination, oh my God, that involves using your mind to create value, using your mind to create value. This is where the greatest fortunes in history have been made because it involves innovation, it involves creativity, and the ability to generate ideas that can transform industries and transform lives, okay? The income potential for an Imagineer, someone who has an unlimited imagination, that level has the highest potential for income because there's no limit to the income someone with a great imagination has. Think Elon Musk, think Steve Jobs, think Bill Gates. Starting from nothing, literally, and ending up reaching into the billions or even trillions. Imagineers, well, how much can an Imagineer make? Well, you could make nothing per year, or you could make trillions. Depends on your ideas. So this is why imagination is the highest level of value. Okay? Imagination allows you to create something from nothing. Guess what photographers do? We come up with something from nothing, something from things that we see, sometimes things that we see in our mind. And we bring in the subjects, the elements, and we craft a photo. Whether it's a new product, a business, or a way of thinking, those who operate on this imagination level can leverage both their ideas and their money to create massive value. Entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs, who revolutionized multiple industries, inventors, top-tier innovators. Here's some key takeaways. What we have to do is we have to use leverage, meaning you can't be the one who does everything, eh? You can't do everything. So you have to use leverage, and you have to be efficient. So leverage and efficiency. The higher that you move up these levels, the more that you leverage resources beyond your own physical effort, okay? You start leveraging time, okay? That's where you start. You start with leveraging time, which is implementation. Then you start leveraging people, which is unification. Then you start leveraging your words and your ideas, which is communication. And finally, you start leveraging your imagination and the capital that you've built through all of these other levels. So understand this. Wealth is a spiritual outcome, okay? Wealth is a spiritual outcome. Wealth is described as a spiritual outcome, which is why it can't be fully realized at the lower levels of value because they're solely relying on physical resources, which is not spiritual. There has to be a mindset shift. And you hear me talk on my channel a lot about mindset. To achieve higher levels of value, you need to shift your mindset from doing the work yourself or doing all the work yourself to leveraging higher forms of value creation like communication and imagination. Hire a retoucher, hire a producer, get an assistant, get a digital tech, get people in to help you do what they do way better than you. And also, decision over choice. A crucial part of moving up the levels is making a decision. And the whole word decision, the word decide means to cut off all other possibilities. Once you decide, you're cutting off all other possibilities of anything else happening. This is what you're doing. I've decided. And why we decide is because we gather information. You gather information, and that makes you make an informed decision. people just choose. Oh, I'm just going to choose to shoot this today and choose to shoot that today and choose to shoot. It's like with no information, they're not able to make decisions. They can only make choices. So I help you decide what it is that you are as a photographer, decide what it is that you shoot, and eliminate these silly choices. It's a crucial part of moving up the levels of value is making decisions, firm commitments to pursue these higher levels, which involves cutting off other possibilities and fully dedicating yourself to this path. Okay? This is huge. So, by understanding and applying these principles behind these 4 levels of value, you can transition from making a living through your 9-to-5 job, your physical efforts, or whatever you're doing to make a living right now, to creating wealth through innovation and influence. So here's some actionable steps that you can use to move up the 4 levels of value. Okay? So implementation, unification, communication, and imagination. Understanding and mastering these levels is key to not only achieving financial success, but also crafting the photography life that aligns with your deepest aspirations. So this is what you can do. First is you can evaluate where you are right now, okay? In the very beginning of our journey, we all are in the implementation stage, everybody. And as photographers, we don't really ever stop implementing. It's just, as you see what for me, I'm doing things at all 4 levels, which makes me a more rounded human. And also it makes me able to help people because I've set my only goal is to help others through my camera, through my creativity, through my imagination, and through my experience. So what you have to do is evaluate your current level. And literally for some things, we'll always be doing the work. And it's necessary. It's a part of the process. But it's also, we have to also shift our mindset. When it comes to the work we create, implementation is the heart of it. It's the foundation of what we do. But we also need to be team leaders. We also need to be communicators. And we also need to be creative thinkers. So what I need you to do is reflect on your work. Reflect on your work. Take a moment to honestly assess where you currently stand. Are you primarily doing the work yourself? Or are you starting to manage others? Are you communicating messages that influence? Are you creating innovative ideas? And I want you to identify opportunities for growth. Look at your daily tasks and your daily responsibilities. Where can you start to incorporate elements of the next level? If you're in implementation, can you start managing a team? Can you hire an assistant? Can you hire a retoucher and start managing them to help them get up to the level that you're trying to be? If you're in unification, can you enhance your communication skills? Like if you're already managing people, can you enhance your communication skills? And next, I want you to think about how you can start delegating and leveraging other people's time. Like literally, the very start of my Accelerator is you're going to start learning how to delegate and leverage other people's time because like you're going to be literally getting other people and me and other people to help you, but you're also going to be helping others and other people who are better at a certain skill set than you are. You're going to be leveraging their time to teach you the things that you need to do. Like I'm teaching you how to be a photographer within the industry. And it really starts with delegating and leveraging other people's time and other people's expertise. So, and by the way, you can start small. If you're in a role or if you're just starting your photography business and you're doing most of the work yourself, you can start by delegating small tasks to others, super small. That means hiring an assistant. Literally the smallest thing and the quickest thing that you could do right now, hire an assistant. Outsource a certain thing. Outsource retouching on a certain thing. Imagine you have 40 pictures to retouch. You outsource that stuff. You don't waste a week of your own personal time doing it. Or you could simply just ask for help from your peers, from my community. And what we're also trying to do is we're trying to build your management skills. That's what we're trying to do really ultimately is trying to help you build your management skills. As you begin to manage others, What we're trying to do is develop your leadership and your organizational abilities. And you'll see through my accelerator, like you're going to be in with people who have done my accelerator. They've been through it and now they're still in it. And now they're actually developing their management and their communication skills by helping you. It's so sick. So you got to take courses. You got to read books. When was the last time you read a book? Like the last book I read literally changed everything for me. And it was $100 million Offers by Alex Hormozi. So take courses, read books, and you're doing that right now, which is seeking mentorship. Like seek mentorship and watching me and being involved with my community and sign it. Like all of this stuff is part of you getting better at management. Your goal should be to create systems where you can leverage other people's time and other people's expertise to achieve greater results than you could achieve on your own. So we are trying to master the art of communication. And you can do that by enhancing your speaking and your writing skills. You'll see as part of my accelerator that you have to have a Substack, and you should be contributing to Substack, which is writing a letter or writing a newsletter every week. What that does is it enhances how you communicate. It enhances how you talk about your own work and your own ideas. And that's going to improve your public speaking when you actually have to talk to clients about your work and why you do the things that you do. Becoming a better writer, or what you're trying to do there and what you're actually doing there, is learning how to sell your ideas more effectively. Like when you learn how to write, you're learning how to be persuasive. You're learning how to sell your ideas more effectively. Communication is about influencing and moving people. Like literally, you're trying to get someone to do something that they wouldn't have normally done had they not read your words or saw your photo or the combination of your photo and those words. When you have something that people desire, you don't have to sell anything, but you do need a campaign so people know about what you're doing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to create content that resonates. And again, I'm skimming over the massive amounts of content that we're going to be going through in this accelerator. But what we're trying to do is you find your niche and then you create content that's specific for that niche that reaches that specific audience. And you can do that through blog posts, through videos on YouTube, through a podcast, through a newsletter. Your goal is to create messaging that moves people, that moves masses, and leads them to actually want to engage with you, engage with your work, and hire you for your services. So what we're trying to do is cultivate imagination and innovation. I want you to think about that. We have to dedicate time every day, every week for creative thinking. You have to allocate this time each week to brainstorm new ideas, whether it's for a product that you're developing. For me, like I'm at the point where I'm developing products, I'm developing merchandise, I'm developing business models, or a way for you to innovate within your niche. Like, what can you be doing? What could you leverage? What is your niche missing? Could you invent something? Like, imagination is where the greatest fortunes are created. And so many of us self-defeat. We think that these ideas are too big and too bold for us to actually do. But we can't be afraid to think big. If I was afraid to think big, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing right now for you fine people. So you have to invest in yourself and you have to invest in your ideas. Once you have a solid idea, you got to take the steps to bring it to life. It might mean finding people to invest in you. Like, hey, would you invest in me? And like, I'll pay you once I start to turn profit. You could build something, build a prototype, or you could simply be dedicating more resources to exploring the whole potential of what this whole photography business means to you. The top level of value, remember this, the top level of value is where you use your mind and your commerce to create a lasting impression, lasting wealth. So, are you excited? I'm going to get into the phases of my professional photographer's accelerator. The Carty method is a 6-phase system that I designed to help you transition from a hobbyist photographer to a full-time working professional. Each phase that I've developed builds on the last one, and it ensures that you're developing a comprehensive photography business system that actually works for you. So let's talk about my phases. And again, I think that this is, I believe that this will fix any failing photographer's business. I believe that this will start any new photographer's photography business. And I believe that this will scale any photographer's photography business. And again, I have 3 coaches, and my coaches helped me develop this system that I am about to explain to you. So, phase one is your work and your market. Your work and your market. And what the key focus here is identifying your perfect niche and the market, which is that niche. Like, let's identify that market and then let's make work specifically for them. Most photographers take pictures. They don't make pictures. They take pictures for themselves, and then they look for an audience for them. Guess what? Nobody gives a fuck about your pictures. Sorry. Smart photographers, the ones that are working, the successful ones, look at the marketplace and they say, there is an incredible amount of car collectors in this neighborhood. There's nobody shooting high-level car photography in this neighborhood. There is a need and a hole that I can fill. Here's another one. I live in Utah. Everybody gets married. Sometimes they have more than one wife. So, or like, this is what you do. You become a wedding photographer there, because there's more weddings that happen in that state than happens in any other state. So you make a business shooting weddings, shooting engagements, shooting babies. That becomes your business, because you are in a market where there's so many hack photographers that are kind of trying to do that. But if you came in at like this level and everybody is down here charging $200 and you come in as like the $2,000 photographer, you could just explode the industry, because you're coming in with systems, you're coming in with top level work, you're coming in with understanding the industry, and you can also work for magazines. And also, like, this is how we talk about it. So phase one, your work and your market. It's not just about making pretty pictures. It's about making the right images for the right people. So after phase one, you're going to understand your unique selling proposition, or USP. And you're going to I'm going to help you identify who exactly your ideal clients are. So in phase one, we talk about defining your ideal market. Who needs your work? Who needs your shit, and why? Like, this is all that we're defining in phase one, and it is incredible. This is how you stop wasting time marketing to the wrong people. What we're going to be doing is we build a strategy around your specific niche, focusing on what truly sets you apart. So imagine the impact When you understand your market, you can stop trying to appeal to everybody, and you can focus your effort and your energy on attracting one type of client at one place on their journey, looking for one transformation that are ready to pay for that transformation. What I help you in phase 1, I help you make it about your customer. I help you make it about your client, what they need, and the result, the transformation. Phase 1 is about focusing on your potential clients' needs and desires. It's not just about your style or just about your portfolio, but it is. It's about also understanding what your clients truly need and want to experience from a photo shoot. By focusing on the transformation that you offer, like capturing someone's once-in-a-lifetime thing or helping someone literally look better than they ever have because they're applying for that thing, or they're trying to be an actor, or they're launching this product, or they're launching this service. Like, by focusing on the transformation, you make the process about them, not about you. So that creates an emotional payoff. And you can market this by telling stories. Imagine looking at your wedding photos 20 years from now and getting the same feelings and the same emotions that you felt on that special day. Phase 1, your work and your market. Kind of important, yeah? Phase 2 is the packaging. The packaging. So many photographers fail here. Oh my God. The key focus here is crafting your portfolio. Now that we understand the work that you need to make, or you should be making, we're crafting now your portfolio, your website, and your personal brand, because your packaging isn't just your pictures, although it's a part of it. It's not just your website or your portfolio, but that's a part of it. It's also you and how you package yourself, like how you look, how you present yourself to the marketplace. You, because you're the photographer. If you're not in any of your social media pictures, that's why you're not getting hired, because people don't hire the photo, they hire the photographer. So when you look at my social media, you see picture, and if you swipe, you'll see me making the pictures. You'll see me on set. You'll see plenty of me in my social media, because I'm trying to create connection. Like, I'm the person that you hire. This is the work that I make, but I'm the person that you hire. Too many photographers hide. And if you're one of those photographers that's hiding, that's why no one's fucking calling you. Sorry. Oh, did I say that out loud? All right. So phase 2, the packaging. It's all about you, your portfolio and your website, your personal brand, and how you position yourself in the market as a trusted expert. After phase 2, you're going to have a cohesive professional brand that speaks directly to your ideal clients only. No confusion, just clarity. And actionable steps. Oh my God, we're going to align your website, your portfolio, your social media with the aesthetic and the messaging that speaks to your target market. And we're going to create a brand identity that communicates authority and expertise, showing that you can actually deliver the results that clients are craving. So what you're actually able to do is you're trying to help your client actually rebel. Like, stop being a sheep. Stop hiring these other bullshit photographers. You need to hire me. Someone who's going to get the job done right the first time at the right price. Like, literally, People want something that stands out, something that's really unique. So many photographers are just like, oh, it's like, hey, you need this. Your website sucks. You need a new thing. I'm the guy to do this. So people want something that stands out. People want something unique. When you present your services as the bold, different choice, don't go left, go right. Everybody goes left. Go right. Like when you present yourself, your services as the bold, rebellious, alternate choice, you give your audience the chance to rebel against the ordinary. So phase 2 is all about like packaging and positioning. And literally what we're trying to do is we're trying to challenge our potential clients. We're trying to challenge them to choose something that speaks differently, that speaks to their individuality. Why settle for these generic bullshit photographers when you can have the extraordinary? And also, I'm going to help you get your photography to that level where your photography reflects the real you. And you're going to help your clients break free from the mundane photography that they see everywhere. Phase 3. It's the packaging, by the way, phase 2. Phase 3, this is where the shit comes together. Phase 3 is the value business. The value business, not the photography business. The value business. Okay. And what I'm trying to help you do is I'm trying to help you position yourself as the premium provider and charge accordingly. Listen, the outcome after phase 3, you're going to learn how to build a business that reflects the high value of your work. And you're going to be charging what you're worth and attracting clients who respect and appreciate that. I'm going to teach you how to make an offer, a photography offer that is so good that clients would be idiots to say no. Like that's going to sell the transformation, not the picture taking, but the idea execution, the imagination, the potential. You're selling the vacation. You're not selling the TSA to have to take your shoes off and the scans and the seats were kind of small and I had to pay for my food and they didn't even offer me a drink. No, you're going to Hawaii. I'm going to teach you how to sell the vacation and to create offers that clients are like, I need that. I need that. I need that. Need that. How much is? Don't care. Need that. And I'm also going to help you identify your value, like your value proposition. What makes you special? Why would clients pay for you over somebody else? And I have to help you identify that. So, and what also comes in here in phase 3 is pricing. We talk about pricing and setting pricing that aligns with the level of expertise, the level of value, and the level of service that you offer. Not, I get 3 photos for $300. Dude, what? It's like, bro, those 3 photos will change your business, change your life, and change the public's perception of you. They think of you as a thug. Do this one photo shoot with me, you're going to be seen as pristine, as an expert, as a professional, as somebody who clients will trust. Isn't that worth $300, dummy? Oh, did I say that out loud? But do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not selling 3 photos. You're selling what those 3 photos will do for that person. So phase 3 is all about value and pricing and communication and communicating this value clearly in every aspect of your business. I talk about how you should have a pricing guide, and I'll help you with how to guide your pricing, but you don't put that online. You're not like headshots, $100. Like, no. Like, you have that back in your head. Like, headshot starts at $350 and goes up, and price is available upon request. You want my prices? I'll happily talk to you about it once you tell me what you want me to do, because every job is different and you can quote accordingly for every single job. So what we're trying to do here in phase 3 is, by now you have that crazy portfolio because you've been developing your portfolio. And again, by the way, this is why like you're constantly working on work. You're constantly submitting to my photo reviews because you're constantly developing your portfolio. But through these phases, you're going to know what work that you should be making. And when you can make work that is powerful, then that adds to your powerful demonstration, because then you don't just have to tell clients what you can do for them. You can show them. You can be like, this was Bob's photo shoots before. You see Bob? Now, look at Bob after I shot him. Look at his business. Look at his website. Look at his social media. Do you see the difference? Guess what? I charged Bob $5,000 for that session. He'd be like, $5,000. It's like, guess what? Bob's made 50 since that session. Do you don't think that that's worth $5,000? Like, through testimonials from Bob. Now Bob has a testimonial. Steve Carty was the I spent $5,000 on his shoot. I made 50 in the next 6 months. Worth every penny. So detailed case studies, testimonials, behind the scenes videos, insane portfolio pieces. What that does is it demonstrates your skill and the transformative impact that you have on your clients' lives. You don't think that that closes? You don't think that that converts people? People need to see the results before they commit, which is why your portfolio is it's so important. People also like, yeah, you could photograph that person like that, but can you photograph me? That's what everyone thinks. It's like, oh, you can photograph that celebrity, but can you photograph me? It's like, when you show high-end, high-quality work, you're offering proof that justifies your pricing. Why do you think that when I look at your work, I'm so like out of focus, blah, 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 because I'm just crossing out all the stuff that will lower your pricing, lowers your pricing. Oh, you can't focus? How are you going to get $1,000 a day? How are you going to get $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 a day if you can't focus? So, phase 3 is the value business. The value business. I pushed the wrong button. Apologies. Phase 4. Phase 4 is the systems. The systems. Systems for everything. Building systems that help you manage your business, your life, your photography, your workload, everything more efficiently. And what that does is it reduces your workload so you can focus on making more money. So you can focus on doing things that actually bring profit. Let me tell you a secret. When I do a photo shoot, I charge, I would say call this 1 look, 3 photos. So you get 3 photos, 3 finals, retouched, and 1 look, call it $500, takes half an hour, okay? Now those, I don't retouch the photos. I provide a gallery. I send a gallery through my website, through Pixpa. By the way, go to stevecarty.com to see my Pixpa website. Through Pixpa. And then they get the client gallery, they make their favorites. And then I also tell them I'm including 3 finals. But if you want more than 3 finals, finals cost $50 per. $50 per. I'm going to say it again. Finals cost $50 per. Okay? I'm going to include 3. So my $500 price plus 3 which includes 3 finals, that means you're paying me $350 and you're prepaying for those 3 finals equals $500. But if you want more than 3 finals, how much are they? They're $50 per, because I've established that already, right? This is a system. Then you do your photo shoot. Here's how you make more money. Every look, you're shooting 1 look, right? You shoot 1 outfit, $500. So go out with that 1 look, shoot a headshot pick a scene, shoot a headshot, a 3/4 full length. Amazing headshot, amazing 3/4, amazing full length. Then change the scene. Go to a different spot. Same outfit. Shoot a headshot, a 3/4, a full length. Change the scene again. Do a headshot, a 3/4, a full length. Now you have headshots in 3 different locations. You have half body in 3 different locations. You got 3/4 in 3 different locations, and you got full body in 3 different locations. And guess what you're including? You're including 3 finals. So now you've given them a combination of like 9 or 12 amazingly different ideas. You've given them headshots with 3 different locations. You've given them 3 different locations. Like, now, shooting that way in a systematic way, which is the way that I shoot everything, I'm teaching you how to make money on the back end. It becomes impossible for that client to pick just 3 photos. So then they pick more. You want to, then they'll pick 12. And you're like, by the way, just so you know, you're getting 3 for free, and you're paying for 9 at $50 per, which is another $450. You're okay with that? And they're like, the photos are so sick. The only thing I wished is that I shot a second outfit. So here's the trick. When someone is like, they're paying for one look, you know what? You're like, you know what? Just bring that extra t-shirt or bring that jacket. We can throw it over top or blah, blah, blah. So you shooting one look, you actually shoot 2. So now that 3 headshots, 3 this, 3 that, 3 that, with the different outfits, now you just gave them 2 looks for the price of 1, but you're only giving them 3 finals, and you've made it literally impossible for them to only order 3. And guess what? It is cheaper for them to just pay your fees for your finals, extra finals, than it would be for them to hire another photographer, which they're not sure with the results. They already like these results. To get, like, they can get 12 photos from one photo shoot where for $500 plus the price of the finals. So that is just one system that I use with every single thing that I shoot to maximize the money that I make afterwards. Do the same thing if you're shooting 2 looks and charging $650 or $750. Do the same thing if you're shooting 3 looks and charging $1,000. Just increase the amount of finals that you'll give, like, 5 finals or 7 finals or 10 finals, like. But then establish $50 per. And if I'm giving you 10 finals at 50, I'm giving you $500 worth of finals included in this price. So you're bundling, but you're also shooting it in such a way that they're going to want way more than those 10. They're going to associate your name with it. They're going to talk about how much value they got from your shoot, and they'll happily pay $50 per final. So now you have an order that's 50 finals or 10 finals or 20 finals. You don't retouch those because your retouching sucks, by the way. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's probably bad. So what you do is you now hire a retoucher. Like, I have a retoucher that I could recommend you. Hire a retoucher. My retoucher charges me like $6 a picture, $8 a picture. I'm charging $50 per picture. So I'm still making 4x profit or more. So, and guess what? They can do those photos way faster than I can, and I can be doing other photo shoots instead of being at my computer cleaning skin, right? So leave a comment if you want a recommendation on my retoucher, or send me an email. All right, so the systems, okay? It's about managing your business more efficiently. It was about reducing your workload and increasing profitability. With the right systems in place, you're going to be able to run a smooth, organized business that lets you focus on creating amazing work while your retoucher, they handle that kind of stuff, literally. So here's some actionable steps. You have to implement all the tools possible to automate everything. And I recommend many tools. I have 5 recommended tools within my video description here, but we implement tools for client management, tools for lead generation, tools for invoicing, proposals, contracts, a client relationship manager, which is a CRM system. We use Indy that helps you keep track of leads. We use Score app to help, like, literally generate leads. And Indy is also for workflow, for client proposals, invoicing, I have like 3 or 4 tools that are just crucial. And my calendar, managing your calendar, managing follow-ups. Like, there's systems for absolutely everything. And my goodness, if you looked at my calendar and all the color codes to see like how everything is scheduled, everything, including time with my girlfriend. Every single thing is scheduled, including when I do Substack posts, when I'm broadcasting, when I'm literally starting, when I'm posting to Instagram. Everything is in a calendar, which is just part of my systems. So this is phase 4, where I help you develop your systems, and I just teach you my systems. Just use mine. They work. And the more systems of mine that you use that work, the more you start to understand how to make your own systems. The systems that you implement will not only streamline your businesses, but will serve as proof of your professionalism and your reliability. Like, having systems means that nothing falls through the cracks. When clients see that you're organized and efficient, they trust you more. Like, literally, what does your dust space look like? Is your place organized? Are you all tight like a tiger, or do you have shit everywhere? Clients will believe in your business, and they'll believe in the value that you provide simply because you're able to demonstrate that you've set up the processes that support them at every step of the journey. You have an amazing onboarding. You're really great with them when you shoot. You have an amazing process for after the fact and helping them pick their pictures. You deliver your finals quickly. You ask for a testimonial. You have an easy way to ask for a testimonial. Like, you ask for recommendations. There's so many amazing systems that you can set up. And I've set up so many that make my business run. Sorry, I feel a little congested. But realizing like systems are what make the world work. Literally, it's why you get the same Big Mac here in Toronto as you do in Philadelphia. You get the same double half caffeinated half calf latte at Starbucks like in Bangladesh as you do in Swansea, England. So systems, standard operating procedures. So that's what we do. And now phase 5. Phase 5 is super important because once you've learned phases 1 to 4, now you're ready for phase 5, which is outward reach. This is when we're now ready to deploy ourselves into the marketplace. Outward reach. And I teach you how to do it. I teach you exactly how to hunt for clients and what to say when you find them. Marketing and client acquisition, learning how to attract your ideal clients, learning how to fill your client calendar with high quality bookings. Like, it's a skill. It really is. And it's a skill that I didn't learn until like way later. Right now, it's at the point that like, if I deploy like again, when I'm about to do a huge marketing wave, but I'm fearful because it's going to mean that it's going to take up all my time. I'm going to be working, and there's going to be too many of these that I'm not going to be able to do because I'm going to be kicking it. You know what I mean? So outward reach. I used to be so weak with outward reach, but right now it's like whenever there's like, I feel like doing some work, or I feel like doing some shooting some client work, I literally can just fire out a couple of emails and then I'm doing work. It's literally like, once you know how to reach out, you can just fire. And again, the more you get into consistently reaching out, like, you realize that this 6 phases is a flywheel. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's like, you just keep going and it becomes a flywheel. And if any phase of, like, if it ever stops, you really can look at your business and be like, this is exactly why my business isn't working. And through my workbooks right now, you're about to get workbook phase 0, which is in the video description. Like, there's 6 workbooks. Like, there's 6 workbooks. Like, you're just getting, there's 7. You're getting the first one, which sets the stage. But these workbooks now altogether, when you've now finished the Accelerator, those workbooks become how you run your business. They become, this is my business in these 6 workbooks. So the whole thing is quite brilliant. Chris, welcome. So phase 5 is outward reach, and it is all about marketing. It is all about client acquisition and about learning how to attract the ideal clients and how to fill your calendar with the right bookings. After phase 5, you're going to have a strategy for consistently attracting leads and converting them into clients. Like, attracting tire kickers is useless if you don't know how to close them. So phase 5 is all about closing and teaching you how to hunt, catch, and kill. Basically, photograph clients. So what we're doing is we're using social media is one of our nets. We're using content marketing with our newsletter. We're using outreach strategies through LinkedIn, and we're doing direct to client reach outs by finding contacts through LinkedIn and Apollo. And we're building awareness about our services. Like, we're literally marketing to one client type, looking for one specific transformation. So I have an amazing cold outreach strategy. And as part of my accelerator, I actually give you my cold outreach master pack, which I'm going to work on a cold outreach strategy with you using my cold outreach templates that grabs attention and positions you as an expert. And it's going to get your foot in the door. It's going to get your emails responded to so you can take it from there. And understand, this whole thing about outward reach is we're not selling the act of taking pictures or making pictures. We're selling the transformation that happens afterwards. Like, after we shoot, this is going to be your reality. When you market your services, you have to focus on the dream outcome. It's not about what you do. Who gives a shit about the photo taking? It's about the emotional results that your clients will experience afterwards. It's about what your clients' businesses will, what will happen with your clients' businesses afterwards. So what we do is we can share incredible images of the emotional transformations of our clients. Like, imagine a future where your photos not only capture moments, but they tell the story of your life, frozen in time forever. The more that you sell the dream to your clients, the more your clients will be motivated to actually act, and not act 2 years from now. Act right now. You could be dead tomorrow. Time is fleeting. Capture your life while you're here. You'll never be as skinny as you are today. Say whatever you need to say, but the whole idea is outward reach is about selling the vacation and the transformation. And it goes hand in hand with your incredible offer, which we develop in phase 3. Phase 6. Phase 6 is putting this all together. Implementation. Here we go. So implementation and phase 6, this is where we get this whole thing working like a well-oiled machine. This is about integrating all the phases, phase 1 through 6, into a cohesive, fully operational business system. This is what we're doing. You're going to have a complete streamlined photography business with systems in place that keeps clients coming back. And what we're going to be doing also in phase 6 is we're going to go through the assessment of each one of these phases and see where you need help, where we can refine your systems and ensure that your business is aligned with your goals. And the thing that's amazing about this accelerator is best served if you do it twice. Best served if you do it twice. The people who are in my accelerator now don't seem to be going anywhere. They're like, nope, give it to me again. Give it to me more. So you always have to be updating your portfolio, your marketing materials, your business practices. And what we're working with here with like putting this whole thing together is really getting good at social campaigns, really getting good with verbal kill shots, like just understanding how to say the thing that your client needed to hear to make them close. I'll help you use concise punchy messaging that drives home the value that you offer. I'm going to help you share testimonials, case studies, success stories, and unique selling points in every interaction regarding your work. And I'll teach you how to engage with your audience on social media through creating the right compelling posts that tell stories that create urgency and anticipation. These verbal kill shots will literally grab attention and make people want to book you now. So this is the outcome. After this professional accelerator, this is what's going to happen. This is what you will have if you choose to be a part of my accelerator. You're going to have a full photography business system when you commit to this 2025 Professional Photographers Accelerator. You're investing in more than just gaining skills or knowledge. You're transforming your entire business, your entire mindset, your entire framework. This accelerator is structured to provide you with a full system that integrates every critical aspect of running a profitable, sustainable photography business. This is what you're going to walk away with. You're going to have a clearly defined niche and market. By the end of phase one, you're going to have a crystal clear understanding of who your ideal clients are and how to position yourself to work and attract, position your work to attract them. We're not just talking about a vague idea of who you're serving. We're going to dive deep into your ideal customers' pain points, their desires, and their motivations. This is why it matters. When you focus on a specific niche, it's key to standing out in this incredibly crowded market. It enables you to tailor your messaging, your portfolio, and your marketing efforts in a way that speaks directly to the people who need your services. You're not just speaking to people who need photography. You're speaking to contractors who need photography to promote their website so they get more people who hire them to be contractors. What you're trying to do is you're trying to attract high quality leads and have a deep connection with your audience, because that's all you do is you specialize in that one thing, which makes it way easier for you to close sales and retain clients long term, because that's the only kind of people that you serve. So you're going to leave my accelerator with, ooh, did we get back to connected? I know I just disconnected. I do know that I just disconnected. Am I back to connected? Whew. Please tell me I'm back to connected. I do know that I disconnected though. Apologize for that. Literally my OBS crashed. So I hope I'm not, let's see if I'm still. We're back. Okay, good. Whew. Whew. I'm back. All right, good. Yeah, OBS crashed. I got right back in there right away. So I'm glad. Amazing. Thanks, guys. Okay, so understand that, where was I? I look and I'm like, OBS is gone. Oh. Okay, so I was saying, after my accelerator, you're going to have a clearly defined market. You're going to have targeted messaging, and you're going to have a strategy to reach the type of clients who are a perfect fit for your business. And again, in case you missed me saying this, when you focus on a specific niche, it's very key to standing out in a crowded market. It enables you to tailor your messaging, your portfolio, and your marketing efforts in a way that speaks directly to the people who need your services. You're going to be able to attract high quality leads and have a deep connection with your audience, because if you're a car photographer, you're car obsessed, you're everything cars, and then all your clients are car clients, car related, it makes it so much easier to close sales and retain clients long term. You're going to leave this accelerator with a clearly defined market, targeted messaging, and a strategy to reach the clients who are a perfect fit for your business. Number two, you're going to have a cohesive portfolio, a cohesive website, and a personal brand that attracts people, a personal brand that attracts people Phase 2 focuses on the packaging, like on packaging your business. Like when you have to package your business, it means building a website, a portfolio, social media presence. You'll learn how to present yourself and your work in a way that directly speaks to your niche and positions you as a high value photographer. Do you look like an accountant and are wondering why you're not getting photography jobs? Like, seriously, dress like a creative. Stop wearing button-down shirts like you're an accountant. Seriously, like some photographers have the worst style, and it's like, but you're trying to be a style expert. Like you're trying to have people trust you with their image, and your image is, come on now. So you're going to come away with some better positioning and a cohesive online presence, a carefully crafted portfolio that literally will create an immediate sense of trust and credibility. Like your personal self and your website, your work, that's your visual pitch. Your visual pitch. Like, you know, when someone walks in a room, you see, look at someone, you're like, no. Or you look and you're like, I want to talk to that person. It's all about how you present yourself. So many of you are presenting yourself in such a wrong way, but yet you're wondering why you're not doing great in meetings or you're not really getting them. Or you have bad breath, or you haven't combed your hair, or like, you know what I mean? You don't floss, or something in your teeth. Like there's so many, like you are a photographer. You have to present yourself like an expert in every way, and that includes what you look like. In today's digital world, first impressions matter more than ever. If someone's going to hire you, you don't think they're going to look at your Instagram to see like how consistently good you are. You know what I mean? If your Instagram's a shit show, it means your rates are probably scratching bottom of the barrel because you're just getting people who don't know any better. A professional website and a professional personal brand not only attracts leads, but it also makes it easier to convert them into paying clients, and you'll also attract the right type of clients. After my accelerator, you're going to walk away with an online presence that accurately reflects your brand, a polished portfolio that resonates with your target market, and a personal brand that sets you apart from all those other hacks in your field. And number 3, you're going to have a high value business model that reflects your worth. Think about that. A high value business model that reflects your worth. In phase 3, we focus on positioning your work as high value and teaching you how to set your prices accordingly. You'll learn how to develop value-driven business that attracts clients who are willing to pay premium prices for your expertise. Photographers often struggle with pricing themselves correctly. My accelerator helps you understand how to price your services to reflect the true value that you bring and build a business that supports your lifestyle and your long-term goals. This will help you eliminate the stress of chasing low-budget clients and allow you to attract the right kind of clients who value your work. You're going to leave my accelerator with a pricing strategy that aligns with your business goals and an understanding of how to communicate the value of your work and to potential clients in a way that justifies those prices. Number 4, you're going to leave with fully integrated business systems. Like that means like you're going to have systems for everything. Phase 4 is all about creating systems that streamline all your business processes, from lead generation, client management, invoices. With systems in place, your business will run like a well-oiled machine, freeing you up to focus on the creative aspects of your work and the parts of your work that actually makes money. Running a business isn't just about taking photos. It's about managing operations efficiently and also implementing the right systems. That's what will allow you to scale without burnout. Without tools like CRM systems or automated client communications, without the right tools for invoicing, oh my God, you spend so much time on admin and way less time doing the stuff that you love. We flip that on its head and we use automation systems. We use CRM systems. We use invoicing systems so you can spend way less time on admin and spend way more time doing the things that you like to do. So you're also going to leave my accelerator with operational systems in place that ensure that your business runs smoothly, from capturing leads to closing deals. I have more leads than I can follow up on. That literally is a thing. It allows you to focus on photography, not the administrative tasks that bog you down. You'll also leave with client acquisition strategies. Imagine always knowing how to find clients. Imagine never worrying about how to find clients. I'll say it like that. You're going to leave with consistent client acquisition strategies. Phase 5 focuses on outbound marketing and client acquisition. You're going to learn how to attract clients consistently through targeted outreach, content marketing, social media, newsletter. This is where I help you create a lead generation system that keeps your calendar full without constantly having to hustle. And many photographers have a hard time trying to keep their pipeline full. This phase 5, teaches you how to market your business effectively so clients are consistently coming to you. By using proven marketing strategies, you can reduce the stress of this feast or famine cycle that I went through for most of my career and build a steady stream of business that keeps you on track. So, lastly, you're going to leave this accelerator with a complete marketing plan that attracts ideal clients on a regular basis. Whether it's through social media, networking, direct outreach, you're going to know exactly how to generate leads and convert them into paying clients. And you're going to end up with a fully integrated, scalable business model. I'm going to help you bring everything with your photography, your ideas. I'm going to help you bring all of this together. You're going to learn how to integrate all these phases into one cohesive, scalable business model. By the end of this accelerator, you're going to have a fully functioning business system where everything from client acquisition to operations is streamlined and working together towards your long-term success. And you can't scale a business if all your pieces aren't working together, eh? This last phase 6, ensures that you're not only prepared for growth, but you have the systems, the processes, and the strategies in place to make scaling effortless. Literally, what's better than a scalable business that works for you? Not having it another way around, like an unscalable business that you're a slave to. Literally, you need the systems, the processes, and the strategies in place to grow your business while maintaining a high quality of life and a healthy work-life balance. It's all very important. And lastly, with my community, I give you the mental and the emotional tools to succeed. Phase 0, which is the foundation phase, which is why you're here, it's set to help you understand what your goals are for your photography business, the why. Phase 0, which is this workbook that you're about to do, this is how I mentally prepare you for the work ahead, ensuring that you stay motivated and committed to your success. Like, many photographers struggle not because they don't have the skills, but because they lack the mental and emotional tools to overcome the challenges that they're going to face. Phase 0 will help you build the right mindset for success. And that's the foundation for everything that you're going to do going forward in this accelerator. Do phase 0. You're going to leave this accelerator because, again, doing phase 0 is how you get in. I want you in here. I want you to end this accelerator with the clarity, the confidence, and the mindset that you need to overcome any obstacle and push through during tough times and good times. I want you to have the mental tools to stay focused and committed to your goals. And I'm helping with a complete business transformation. By the time you finish this accelerator, you're going to have a clear niche, ideal clients, a powerful brand, a portfolio, a website that'll attract ideal clients, a pricing structure that reflects your worth and attracts ideal clients. You're going to have system in place to streamline your business, reducing admin and giving you more time for creativity. You'll have marketing strategies that fill your calendar with consistency and high quality bookings. And you'll have a scalable business model that will set you up for long-term growth and the mental clarity and emotional resilience to succeed no matter what challenges you. So I'm looking for the right people. You got to be the right kind of person. And how I'm going to find out whether you're the right person or not is by you doing this workbook. I am going to bring in my cartel. And again, my cartel are the people who help me run the Carty method. I'm just going to log into Zoom. If you're one of my cartel guys, go into our weekly cartel meeting Zoom chat so I can chat with y'all. I want you guys, the people who are watching me live, to have the opportunity to ask anybody who is in, like, how do I say it? Like, these are people who are in my accelerator who also can share with you what the vibe has been like through this round. I'm going to pass you to some amazing people. Let me just get you guys set up on camera. Through this round. I'm going to just mute me if you can, whoever has me live. Just mute me, because now you're not going to be able to listen on Zoom. Where is my Zoom window? Here we go. There we go. Because now you're not going to be able to listen on Zoom. Okay. Here we go. Nick Johnson, mute me, please, on YouTube. Thank you. Just mute YouTube. Just mute it completely. Nick Johnson, mute me, please, on. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, we can't hear you in the Zoom, Carty. You got to unmute yourself on Zoom.
Got it. Here we are.
Now we're good.
Unmuted on Zoom. All right. So, guys, this is some people who are in my cartel. Meet Nick Johnson, Ammond, Garan Rath, and Sean Thomas. Garan, why don't you talk a little bit about my accelerator and how it's helped you, my guy. Again, it's I've been talking for too long. Talk to the people about how this accelerator has helped you. Garan helps me with operations, but also found me because of my professional accelerator. I'd love to hear from you, Garan.
How's it, everyone? Yeah, I'm Garan from South Africa, and I've been with Carty for a while now. Not as long as the other guys here, but it's been an amazing experience. And like I've said in the chat on YouTube, there is nothing else like this out there. The gap in the market that Carty's filled and the program that he's developed really addresses all the concerns. You know, when you look for something about photography, they always teach you how to take a photo, but no one tells you what to do with all that knowledge once you understand what to do with your photography. And this teaches you how to implement this in your business. And it's really made a huge difference in my life, so much so that I had the confidence to now change cities. So I moved from a small town to probably one of the busiest cities in our country. And I am going to be starting afresh with all the new accelerators. So I've just moved here, and I will be starting from zero with no contacts, no clients, and I'll be working with everybody in the new round of the accelerator as a startup, and I'll document the whole process so that everybody can see that the Carty method works. Yeah, that's pretty much all from me.
Amazing. Nick, let's talk about how you found my, first of all, you started with being in my coaching program. Can we talk just a little bit about how you went from being in my coaching program to my accelerator and what it's done for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, I found your coaching the same way everybody finds you. Mostly it's from YouTube. I had watched your YouTube live streams and everything. And I knew that I was going to be leaving my corporate job in about 2 months. And so I'm planning to go back to photography full time. So I engaged your coaching services. And through that, that really, really helped me with a lot of deep dives on individual topics and whatnot. But I thought that the accelerator would provide me the structure that I needed to really take all of these moving pieces in different aspects of my business and my just creative ideas and everything, and pull them together. And it really has. It's been been a roller coaster ride, starting from um, prepping to quit my job to quitting to within a few months really having all the systems and everything in place. And now as we're coming into the close of the accelerator, I'm regularly bidding some pretty high ticket jobs. So it's been great.
The thing that I love about your whole process, Nick, is how quickly you started, like how quickly your switch flipped. Like phase one, you're working your market the way, like phase zero, when I started, like, and again, you guys did phase zero on the inside of the accelerator. What are your thoughts on now the fact that I'm giving phase zero workbook to people as the qualifier to see if they're right to be a part of the program? What do you think about that?
I personally think it's great because I think one of the keys to success, this program's great, but you have to have the right person in order to, you have to be the right person to get value out of it quickly, right? You have to um, know who you are as a photographer or be on the journey to knowing who you are as a photographer. And that phase zero really kind of sets the mental state that you need to be in to be ready to start implementing things as you're learning them.
Amazing. Well said. Ammon, do you want to talk just a little bit about you've been in with me since the beginning of the year in my accelerator. It started as a master class and then you stayed with it, transitioned into the accelerator. You've been having some incredible victories lately. Do you just want to touch a little bit about talk a little bit about your process with me and what's that's been like over the last little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. I was recovering from cervical fusion last year, and I found you in December of last year. And during that recovery process, I found that I needed to make a big change in my life, maybe a midlife crisis or something. And I'd always loved photography since high school. I was in classes in college. And then I joined your photo submission and started doing that and got a email about your accelerator. And I was like, well, why not? Like, I don't have anything to lose by joining this program, even though I don't know a lot about it at this point. And it's really catapulted my journey forward, not only the training material, but becoming involved with the inner circle, the cartel, and working on the inner workings and content and stuff for you has really given me this consistency is what I've really built on or built up, is having something to work on every week, whether it's a paid shoot, a free shoot, working on your content, helping the community, just having it in my life every day, every week, has really transformed me as a person, has reset my mind back to before a lot of doom and gloom had set in about just my personal life and my personal problems, and getting stuck doing IT for most of my life. That's the only thing I've ever done is work on computer systems, which is very stressful and taxing. But flexing my creativity, it just makes me feel good. It's just a feel good feeling. And it's been a great journey. And now I'm doing like a booked session almost every weekend, which is not something I imagined I'd do in a year. And people love my work, and having you review my work and critique it has been invaluable. Every photographer I meet, I say, you gotta join this community because it's life-changing.
You've had some real wins. Like I heard you say recently, like, Carty, I felt like a photographer today. Like, I'm here, there's clients, I have subjects, I got deadlines and like people demanding things of me, and I'm here and I'm behind my camera and it's like I'm a photographer. Like, do you want to just touch on like that magic moment that you experienced within the last, like, seems like within the last 60 days?
Yeah, that was a couple months ago. I did kind of my first real session or real paid client of a bigger type of project where it was 11 people doing these senior kind of editorial style headshots of them. I wanted to do something different for them versus just like the typical school photo on the blue background and whatever, just cheesy, overdone, like it's been seen a million times. And the students had them done and really didn't like the outcome. So I came up into it with a mindset of wanting to push the bounds of what people have ever seen for senior photos. And then just the whole booking process, going through that with them. And the day of the shoot was kind of this magical experience of arriving there and setting up my kit on site, and then having the people come through. And it was, most of the day, it took most of the day. But just being free from that 9 to 5 grind and feeling the creativity flow through me. And it was just this really amazing feeling of a drastic change in my life. And I felt like I had kind of like made it as a pro on that day.
I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that, Emin. And again, it's like your work has developed, and your understanding, your subject matter, like what you're, it's all, and I don't want to call it an evolution, because evolution, it gives the myth that without doing anything, by being static, we improve. And that is not the case at all. Leave
No.
anything static. Clean your house. Don't clean it for a year. What does it look like? Go to the gym once. Don't do it again for a year. What does your body look like? In order to we actually have to maintain. You have to constantly work on something. So speaking of constantly working on something, Sean Thomas, a man who literally went from I like cars and pointing your camera at what, I'm going to say it, Sean, shit cars that you saw on the street. You know what I mean? You literally went from pointing your camera at cars you saw on the street to, let's talk a little bit about what you're doing right now, Sean Thomas, of Auto Lux Imagery.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely correct in that sense, in terms of starting with cars I saw on the street, then went to taking pictures of cars at car shows, and now I've been with you for a year, and now we're talking about constant shoots where I'm not taking photos, I'm making photos, because I'm now having relationships with clients and actually doing concept shoots. Not only that, I received my first international accolades this year in terms of being selected as a top 100 car photographers in the world. Also receiving my first cover, which is remarkable. And none of this would have happened without participating in the Accelerator and your programs. One of the biggest things that I can say for anybody thinking about it, you really build a roadmap. And a lot of us, in terms of photographers and creatives of any sort, we can get lost in terms of what am I supposed to be doing right now? And just even battling within ourselves, you can get lost. But now having that roadmap, being able to go through my workbooks, and after doing the work, like you've said before, that becomes your SOP, like your standards of operation, right? So when I'm down, or I'm kind of lost, or if I feel overwhelmed, I can just open up one of those workbooks and look to see where I'm at and get that friendly reminder of, oh, okay, this is something that I can do. Oh, I haven't done my cold reach outs. Haven't been doing those as much as I should have this week. Let me go and reach out and do some of those, that kind of thing.
Amazing. So, Garand, I'm just looking at your website, and I showed your website, Sean, while you were talking. Again, I want to just say again, Garand, the work that you have produced this year is it's making me throw up in my mouth a little bit. Like, and again, this shows you, like, this is people who are in my accelerator, and to just show you that they're not all car photographers. Like, let's look at Nick Johnson. Like, understand that a majority of the work that I'm showing you is like work that he's made since he's been watching, since he's been a part of this, the client work that he's doing. Like, this is the level, and it's beautiful to see the progress of and again, Ammon and Ammon's progress, and seeing these photographers and Ammon turning into a true portrait photographer, where he didn't know that he was a portrait photographer until our interaction, and seeing Ammon develop, is seeing all of these shooters develop. I mean, and again, the reason that I chose to bring this particular group of people in is because these are the people who are literally benefiting and doing the best within my system. Everybody's doing amazing. I handpicked a few people that are just, and again, I want them to be able to, I want you to be able to ask any questions. I know I've been going for a bit. We're going to cut this in about the next 10 or 15 minutes, but what I'd love to do is just allow you for this last little bit today to ask me any question, or ask any one of the members of my accelerator any questions that you want to ask. Like, I think that, like, I'm trying to be transparent. All you need to do is in chat, just ask a question. I'm seeing the questions right here, and you can ask questions of any. In the meantime, while I'm gathering some questions, Garan, I'd love for you to talk just about this next round and how this next round is different from my previous rounds. And Oki, back for 16 months, my guy. Thank you. Garan, give it to me.
Okay, so I want to mention one thing before I get into that, Carty. What you said about the amount of work created, and that's really a big thing to just point out. With your YouTube submissions and getting the work reviewed by you now twice a week, has really pushed a lot of us to create massive amounts of new work that we wouldn't have done necessarily otherwise, because you kind of work for a client, and then you kind of wait until the next job comes in, and you get into the cycle where with the YouTube reviews, every week you give us an assignment, and it forces us to create both personal work, stuff for you to review, and then we get feedback on it, and we go and fix it and try again, and get our portfolios reviewed, one picture per week. And that's just one of the biggest helps. And I really love that part of the accelerator. And I would suggest that everybody makes use of that feature, so that we have an issue with too many photos being submitted every week. I really hope we get to that problem where we've got to start saying who can and who can't be in, watching the clock on the deadline. But when it gets to the next phase, or the next round, it's really exciting. You've gone and broken it from 6 months down to 3 months, so the deliveries are going to be a lot quicker. The pace is going to be extreme. I'm very excited to have this on a bi-weekly basis. We go into a new phase. So there's going to be constant movement within the community, and the cartel and the guys that have been through it will be there to support everybody. And I think we'll be a little bit busier keeping up with everybody's questions as we go through this faster pace. But yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. I also think coming down to 12 weeks is going to be really effective, because there's going to be no fatigue that's going to come in. We're going to stay in that excitement phase the whole time. We're going to be really pushing it. And then what I'm really excited about is when we get to the end of the 12 weeks, and I don't know if we should mention this yet, but I'm really excited to what you're doing after that 12 weeks and then going into another phase, another accelerator after. So,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked too much about the mastermind, but that is the goal, is there's going to be a bridge that I do for people who want to do my accelerator again, a second round. That second round is going to be called a mastermind. It's going to be a smaller group. It's going to be really tailored on refining and honing your processes. Some people might need a second round, but yes, that definitely is a great answer. Thank you. So I have a question from the one they call Chess Optics. He says, what was the moment that it just clicked? What was the moment that clicked and made the photographer of portraits, which is you, Nick, realize they had gone to another level, as well as Amond? And what level of growth did their understanding of lighting play? So that is the question. Like, number one, at what point, what was the moment that clicked and made Nick and Eamon realize that they'd gone to the next level? And at what level did light play and understanding light in that exceptional growth? You guys can all take a minute to answer that question. Everybody.
I'm going to start with the second half of that question first, and then I'm going to defer to Ammon to talk about the first part of that, because that moment's probably fresher in his memory than me, who started in the late 90s. The role that understanding of lighting plays in that is it's complicated because, yeah, I mean, lighting's important. Lighting's extremely important, but my approach is not to get too terribly fancy with lighting. I think good light is better um, than unique light, as far as being a working photographer goes. Um, Light is everything, right? It's literally what we do. We're recording the way light falls on a surface, and so continually using your eyes and evaluating um, uh, better, worse, making adjustments. It's incredibly important, and especially when it comes with people, it's so important to match the type, direction, and quality of lighting to what your subject needs to bring out their best. So that's,
And also your style, and there's so many.
yeah.
Nick, we could rant on light all day. I want
Totally.
you to touch specifically on, because you left a job because
yeah.
your job got eliminated. Okay,
Well-
so there is no security there. Let's talk about that and what was the moment that you realize that you can, will, and are going to make a living as a full-time photographer? I just want to get that quick answer.
Yeah, sure. So it was the moment that, I realized I'm building my own dream versus somebody else's, right? So, and the way you do that is when you um, want to achieve something higher level, you got to make goals and you got to have structure for it, and that's why I found you, right?
So Ammon, let's talk to you about your like it factor moment when you realize that you're going to make a living at this.
Yeah. Good question. Good question. As far as on the lighting part of it, the moment that, because I had never shot like studio style, like with a strobe or multiple lights and modifiers, and I had always been a natural light shooter. But I knew that I needed to build that and wanted to, so I got a strobe, and then I got another strobe and a light meter. And it was using two lights and a light meter together. That was kind of, that one's natural light there. That one is two lights. And
Tell the story. Don't worry about the photos. Just tell the stories.
Using all the tools together and getting a good result, and then getting a good review from my mentor, you, I knew that I was on the right course. And I knew I had something because I had only ever had friends and family review my photos. And having a professional look at it and go, yes, this is good, was the turning point. So probably like one of my first photo of the week wins or something was pretty pivotal.
So it's validation, essentially,
Validation
is what
which
you're
built
is what
confidence.
you're saying.
Which built the
Is that,
confidence.
and through photo reviews, and also like you're seeing your work hold up against other people, right? Like that, I think, is something that is really key. I'm watching how your technical is developing in the studio, which I also think is and has been really key. Garan, your technical has just gone like absolutely ham in the last year, my guy. Like, talk to me about your technical and how, like, what happened that jumped your technical, the look and feel of your photography. What happened to make that shit just blow up? Share with the class, please.
So I think one of the main things that everybody must understand is once you've joined the accelerator, about 2-3 weeks in, you have Carty sitting here all the time when you photograph. And you'll look at for me, it's a tethered screen because I shoot in the studio all the time. And I look at the photograph and I just hear him saying, check the highlight, check the light meter, what are you doing? Do this again, fix that. And so there's now there's this voice all around me all the time. So for me, my personal standard that I have now is just way higher. I don't allow things to slip anymore. I literally will rather not, scrap a shoot that I've done and retry based on what I've learned in the last 6 months. Just because you've been, you treat us like an editor in the real world would. You just say to us, this is unacceptable crap that you've delivered. Sorry, go back and try again. And I really appreciate that because, like Eamon said, a lot of us, you have validation from friends and family and from photographers that and everybody placates you and it's nice because nobody really wants to be that real. And to be in a community where we know freely with each other, we can say, anybody can say to me, Geron, this is not your best work. I've seen you done better. What were you thinking there? And I'll be like, okay, cool. Thank you very much for the honesty. Let me go back and fix it. Let's go and do something. And it's also given me the freedom now because I understand the technical demands that you have from us. I have also become more expressive or more explorative in my techniques and how I do things, and I'm finding out a lot of new techniques in the process. And I really enjoy just playing with all of that. But having it's all fine and well to play, but when you have the backup and the support from the community to say, Carty's going to call you out on this, and you're like, you're right, I missed that because I rushed the shoot, and that's good. It just makes us stronger and better photographers at the end of the day. And the whole goal is to make us industry ready. There's no point in saying everybody gets a gold star and you're not industry ready, and you get out there and you don't understand why you're going to get hired. That's way worse.
I appreciate, thanks for that. I mean, so well said. I mean, it's the reason that I brought you guys in is I want to not be the one who's talking about the benefits of this. I just talked about the benefits of this for 2 hours. Okay. I now want somebody who's benefited from this to talk about it because I know what I have. I know how much work I put into developing this accelerator. I know that it saved my business. Like these 6 phases saved my business. And first of all, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to, number one, watch this presentation, and number two, come on and just be open to answering questions. Is there anybody who has any last questions before? Thank you, Starlight, for saying that. I appreciate that. Is there anybody who has any questions before I wrap up today? Guys, cartel members, you guys can say goodbye to the cartel. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in today and giving me your attention. Guys, I appreciate you. You can go back to unmuting. I'm going to leave the Zoom and wrap this sucker up. Appreciate y'all. Know this. I want this round of my accelerator to be incredibly special. I've condensed it into the shortest amount of time that I can deliver you this information. Like, I can't give it to you any faster than bi-weekly. Like, it's too much. Today, you got a little bit of a taste of what a masterclass actually is like. Like, the first part was what a masterclass is actually like. And these masterclasses come bi-weekly. They come with a workbook. You watch the masterclass. You literally hang out with the entire group in Zoom. We go over what the workbook is, what we need you to do that month, whether it's shooting or working on your business, and then you go do it. And then you have a community of like 50, 60, 70 other photographers, some who've done it before, some who are brand new, to support you, plus me and my incredible team and everybody who are cartel because they're excelling and also communicators, they're unifiers, they're managing, like they have great imagination. Like, I bring these people in order to make my Carty method better. An ego-filled person would try to keep this just me. But for me, no, it's amazing because of the people who are a part of this, truly. So if you'd like to be a part of my accelerator for this round, it is quite simple. Download Notion. There is a link for Notion. Notion is free. Notion is a program that I make all my notes in. Notion looks like this. Okay. And what you will get when you get Notion is you'll have a blank Notion. It's going to be empty. It's not going to look as extensive as mine, but you're going to get this phase 0. This is the actual workbook. Okay. So once you have, number one, duplicated. So first download Notion, then click this link, which will open this in your Notion, and then duplicate it. This will now duplicate it to your Notion space. So once you've now duplicated it, you can now go back to your Notion space, find the duplicate version, which I've now duplicated it here, and now you can fill it in. Super simple. Now you can go right here and say, hey, my name's Stevie Carty. So you can now fill in all your information here. If you have a portfolio website on Instagram, put it here. And then you'll see when this workbook is complete, export it as a PDF, which you just go up here and then publish as a, you can export it as a PDF. It'll say share, blah, blah, blah. You can just go up here and figure out up here how to export it as a PDF. I just believe you go here and whatever. It's pretty easy. And then export it as a PDF, share it as a PDF, and then that's what you do when you're done. But you can see setting your intentions. These are what I'm asking what your goals are. This is setting the stage. These are your horizon goals. Everything that I was talking about, connecting your goals to emotional reasons why. Identifying your ideal photographers who are your future competition. And then reflection questions, determining your niche, cross-referencing your research, and of course, pain points, transformations list, problem solution, defining your niche blueprint, wayfinding. Like this should take you a week. It should take you a couple of days. And then add 10 of your best images and then email it to this address. Email the PDF when you're done. So that is the application. This application you're going to find in the video description. I'm also going to email this out to everybody who's on the list with, again, instructions that I just relayed to you. If you're interested in my accelerator, if you're interested in my accelerator, you need to finish this workbook by January the 4th. January the 4th, which is now giving you, and by the way, the people who are in my accelerator had 7 days to finish this. 7 days. I'm giving you 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks to finish this, hand it in, and give me and my team a week to select through and decide who gets in. Then once you've been accepted, meaning you've finished in the workbook, you've handed it in, the people who are accepted will get sent a link to pay. It's $997 for 3 months, or it's $375, 3 payments of $375. You save over $150 if you pay all at once. That is the vibe. That is the info. I hope today brought you value, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I would love to have you in my accelerator, but you can't get in unless you finish the workbook that you're going to see in the video description. I am standing by waiting for you now to do the work. Tag, you're it.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Thanks for being here today, guys. I hope it brought you value. I hope to see you in this accelerator. One love.